Hello, thank you for tuning in again. This is part 3 of my journey. I want to start off by saying again, I am not a medical professional. I am a patient, and I'm just sharing my concerns, my ideas, my experiences. Again, it's nice to hear about other people's experiences. Please don't take my experiences as the end all be all, and please don't, make it seem like I'm telling you to do ABC. These are suggestions, so please take them as such. Do things how you want to do it and what feels right for you. Today, I'm going to talk about some concerns I have before I go to this surgery. My surgery is, at this point, 2 days from now. No, I'm sorry, 3 days from now, and it's on Wednesday, and I am excited and a little concerned at the same time. And I have some concerns. I have a list of concerns. Some of them are silly because that's just me, and some of them are probably serious. The main thing, now that I look at the list, they're probably all simple, but hey, they're mine. These are my concerns. Okay. Number one, not losing weight. If I don't lose weight after I've gone through all of this, that's going to really hurt. I remember when I went to my doctor the last time, he said the worst that could happen is you not lose weight. That would definitely be the worst. So that's one of my concerns. Another concern that I have, so simple, but that's me. The hospital that I'm working with, the group that I'm working with, they have this whole program where they are trying to increase the recovery rate of all of their patients, and they're doing everything. But this is why I'm really glad I'm going this route. Everything they could possibly think of to make sure you're not getting any infections, you're not having any worries about blood clots, you're not going through anything that could have been prevented. So they have all these little steps in place, and one of the steps in place is getting a needle in your belly button that prevents blood clots in that area. Okay, now I know other people like, girl, you worry about a needle after you've been cut out, but here's the thing. When you are going through your surgery, you are under. You don't feel anything. You might wake up with, they say you might wake up with a scratchy throat thinking you're coming down with something, all because they put something down your throat so you can breathe. Please forgive me if I don't know the medical terms. Again, I am not a medical professional. That is not my area of expertise. So you might feel like you're getting a cold, that kind of stuff. I could deal with that because I'm not up and I don't feel it. Okay, the most you're going to do is that I'm going to feel that's going to irritate me is putting the IV in my wrist right here. That's it. Now that's even going to bother me. But because I know that you get a little needle in your belly button to prevent blood clots when you come out of surgery and the day after. So I'm a little like, my belly button's very sensitive. I don't know about anybody else, but hey, it is. The next thing I'm worried about is hair loss. I feel like that it might be a vain thing, but I'm married. I'm not that old. I still want to be cute. And my hair, I have really thick hair, and I like for it to be that way. I like for it to stay that way. So I'm kind of hoping that with the hair loss, I don't have any, because I've seen people who didn't have any hair loss at all. I've seen people who have, and I've seen people who've shed it where it was just like for women who have had children, when you're pregnant, your hair grows like crazy, and then after you have the baby, your hair might shed a bit. So I can live with that kind of shedding, because your hair just, my hair like grew like nuts anyway. So I can deal with that kind of minor shedding that'll come back. And I know it's because it's like not tragic, it's a stressful type event that occurred to your body. Your body doesn't know, oh, she's doing this because she's trying to get healthy. Not at that point. Your body just knows, hey, my food source has gone from 2,000 maybe plus calories a day now to, less than 1,000. For a minute, all you're going to be able to do is eat like little cups of things. Next thing I am worried about is saggy skin. I'm a big girl, and again, I want to, I still want to be cute. It is what it is. Yes, I want to be healthy, but I still want to look like something. So I'm a little worried about a saggy skin. So what I did, I looked up oils and things like that you can do at home to kind of make your saggy skin. One oil that I did, this wound up being like a flub. I don't know what the heck happened with this stuff. One oil I did was almond oil. Sweet almond oil is awesome. You put that on your skin, it's perfect. It's like a carrier oil. Then I heard about neroli oil. They say neroli oil is put in a lot of anti-aging products, which is really cool. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'll mix some neroli and some almond oil. Let me add a little bit of lavender. Then I got this nice little oil going on. Man, when I put that stuff on, I smelled like an old lady perfume factory. I don't know what that was about. It got to the point that by the end of the day, I made myself sick, where I had a headache. I had a whole headache over this stuff. So what I did later, I wound up mixing more almond oil with it. So now it has a lighter, more fresher scent. Because almond oil, it has a light scent to it, so it's not very strong. So I mixed the almond oil with the neroli, with that concoction that I already made, and it smells a little bit better. Like, I can smell it now, where it's like a hint of the neroli, a hint of lavender, and that's enough. But before, I was literally lighting up the room, where one of the teachers came in my room and was like, oh my God, what does that smell? That smells so good. And I'm like, what does it smell like? Does it smell like flowers? Or does it smell like soap or something else? She was like, oh, it has a flowery smell. I'm like, God, that's me. My little students were coming in the room with, like, oh my God, what's that smell? It's very strong. It doesn't smell bad, but it's strong. I don't know if we should tell her. First grade, they're the most honest creatures on this planet. So they didn't tell me. I heard them in their own little conversation, didn't bother to get into it, because at that point I'm like, geez, I was driving myself nuts. So I didn't do any measurements. It was just like, let me add some of this, let me add some of that. That's why people have their job in chemistry and they do what they do and sell products. Because I was just like playing around. There are some products that I do make that I figured out the perfect concoction, but that one definitely wasn't it. After, like I said, I went back and added some more almond oil, and it seemed to be really good. And I can see how neroli plays a role in like tightening and fixing saggy skin and anti-aging, because it has like a warming sensation. Like when you're really massaging it in, it has a warming sensation. So I really like that. But yes, saggy skin, that's something else I'm worried about. And the other one is not being able to eat spicy food. If anyone who knows me knows that I eat things that are close to almost fire. I believe that I probably destroyed most of my taste buds. Not even joking. When I make things at home and I'm cooking for my family, I have to be very cognizant of how much spices I'm putting in, where sometimes I can't even trust my own taste buds, because I'll think like, oh wow, this needs a little bit more heat, let me add a little bit more cayenne, a little bit habanero, let me put another pepper in there or something, and everybody's coughing and gagging and I'm enjoying my life. But a little while after the surgery, I guess because, well, it's no guess, your stomach has been cut up, you're not going to be able to eat that spice. And so with some, I've heard that some people were not able, their stomach wasn't able to take it anymore. And then with others, I've heard that, all they did, because they could only eat so little, was like go for extreme spice. I'm hoping I'm the latter, because I'm at the point now with spices where if I don't have spices in my food, with certain foods, then I'm not happy. Like Indian food, I feel like, how can you enjoy vindaloo mild? Like, what is that? It needs to be very hot. And I've gone to the Indian restaurants and I'll say, can I have it extra spicy? And they're trying to warn me, like, look, is this very hot? If it's too hot, I'm like, I want it the way you eat it. Thank you. Please. Growing up in a household with, people all over the world, and most of those people eating fire as their, menu, I have grown up eating fire. And so I am...
You have an incoming call.
That's my mom. I'll call her back in a little bit. I've actually, I grew up eating those foods: African food, Indian food, all kinds of food, Haitian food. I grew up eating everybody's food because, growing up as a child, that's the one of those things that I think my mother did that was like awesome for us. She made sure we were around everybody. We were like culturally immersed in a lot of stuff, and food was one of them. So yeah, I was worried. I'm kind of worried about that. As greedy as it sounds, I am. So of course the needle again. No weight loss. Now that's, I think, out of this crazy list that I've just presented to you, the no weight loss is probably the most serious one. That one's really serious. Hair loss, I admit that's vanity. I'm not one to wear wigs. I know, I think other people look great in them. However, I think I look like a clown in it. Everybody else, they can rock a lace front and it's like, wow, that's hot. Me, I put it on and it's like, wow, that's not. And so I don't want to necessarily go that route. Maybe I'll do braids or something like that. Saggy skin, we know that's another vanity thing. And then not being able to eat spicy food, that's just greedy. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm have to do this in the first place. But in the meantime, you want to enjoy your life. You want to enjoy your food. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me. And I'll be back. I think the next time I come back, I would have already had my surgery. And so I'll be able to share with you some things from my surgery as far as how my experience went. I won't be videotaping in the emergency room. I feel like that's a little bit extra for me. But yeah, I'll share a little bit after my recovery. So until then, thank you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.